Greetings and welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is August 6th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing all right. I'm on the road and excited to talk about the playoffs, as you can tell.
I'm so excited. It's TPC Initech week. 69 of the 70, top 70 in the world. Let's just call it the world. We'll use the FedEx Cup standings to determine that. Have descended upon Memphis. Where everybody wants to go, August 6th. We're going to Memphis. It's playoff season, baby. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. It feels quite tempered. We're recording this Tuesday afternoon. Honest to God, haven't seen much. Haven't seen much excitement, anticipation, reporting, discussion, banter. Pretty much anybody's talking about is the Ryder Cup races. That seems to have overwhelmed the discourse. And I was thinking earlier today, like, how much time do we spend debating like spots versus like the second guessing after the fact, right? Like, when's it, like the Ryder Cup happens, and outside of like a few sickos, like Lamagna is still like banging the drum for Cam Young should have been in Rome. Like it's just gone. Like nobody ever like talks about it at all. Second guesses. There was a few like horrible blunders. Remember Lanny at Oak Hill. They're like adding Hale Sutton and friends of the program stuff. But like it is interesting the amount of hot air that goes into the debate and that it's just never, ever talked about once play starts.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I disagree. I think it carries a pretty long shelf life. Like a perfect example, Scotty Scheffler. That's like part of his legacy.
The guys who miss. Do you know what I mean? Like the guys who aren't there.
Well,
do we ever talk about that?
You could say that we haven't won a road game because we haven't gotten Billy Ho on the team yet.
You know, Billy Horschel, I was looking at, I think, Golf Digest, FedEx Facts and Figures. Billy Ho, like, he was like 80th in the FedEx Cup, longest lawn shot by a mile. Went 80th to win the FedEx Cup. Then went runner-up, win. Just boom, out of here. Like, he wouldn't even be in the playoffs at the third at this year, you know, top 70.
You know, another great moment in FedEx Cup lore, Heath Slocum. He wouldn't be in the playoffs.
No,
you know?
He was
one have gotten that storybook run from Heath Slocum. That his career-defining moment. I mean, this is the thing: the playoffs make or break careers.
I don't know about that. Yeah, it's happening. That's all I could say this week.
Can I ask you a question,
please?
What do you think about the potential for a Rory McIlroy rule?
What are you suggesting? What does this have to do with?
Our friend Adam Schupak put together a story about
the mule whisperer around these parts. Our friend, and our friend.
This. If he got quotes in this article, I'm presenting this. There's no opinion here. You call him the mule whisperer. He got quotes in this article from Pepe Peter Malnati,
the mule pack leader,
Webb Simpson, and Jordan Spieth.
Well, you might call him a mule. I wouldn't. There's
no opinion there. Just
got hot for a month
whisperer.
10 years ago. Just got hot for a month one time.
Didn't say for a month.
I know. I'm now spinning that take back on you.
Did not say he got hot for a month. Just suggested one year appears to be an outlier from the others.
What were the quotes? They're suggesting some Rory McIlroy rule. Does this have to do where like everybody's mandated to go be a sweaty boy in Memphis?
Well, I love the close of the article. Schupak says, it's stuff such as McIlroy skipping the first playoff event that damages the credibility of the FedEx Cup, just as the tour is renewing efforts to yet again present its season finale as a legacy-making event. It's time for Roll-Up to close the playoff loophole, and when he does, it should be referred to as the McIlroy rule.
I would suggest the first 19 years of the FedEx Cup have damaged the credibility of the FedEx Cup. Not Rory McIlroy deciding to not go to Memphis one time. I'd suggest everything they've ever done, just about, between net and gross tournaments and changing the format and points almost on an annual basis, have damaged the credibility of the Fed. I've decided, to serve their masters at FedEx and Southern Company and Coca-Cola and go to Atlanta and Memphis, have damaged the credibility of the FedEx Cup. If you are suggesting this is the one that is finally, this might not be an ideal playoff system, this is it. We've crossed the Rubicon. Rory didn't show. This might not be that great a playoff system. Then you've had your head up your ass for 20 years. That's an insane statement.
That's the close of the article.
I mean, Rory can do whatever he wants. Rory, we've done this for 5 years. Are they independent contractors or are they not? These are the point system. He can go. He should skip Baltimore next week. Skip that one. Just show up. Just skip Atlanta. Be like, oh, looks like I finished, 6th or whatever without playing. I guess you finished 30th because that's just a straight stroke play event.
Well, that's also they said last week. Sahith Theegala finished 3rd last year in the FedEx Cup. Like what? No, he didn't. He played well at Eastlake.
I mean,
that's not a representation. He was not the 3rd best player on the tour last year. And this is the whole problem with the whole system.
Who is Pepe Peter to be like upset? Like Rory, Scotty, these guys bring home the bacon for the Pepe Peters of the world. I don't know what, this is insane. You decide to play this in Memphis in August. It seems like Rory's not interested in doing that or doesn't need to do it. And so he skipped it. And this is the debate we've had for the last 5 years. Are they independent contractors? You need to make them go. I guess if you're FedEx, can you put your thumb on the scale and be like, we're not paying for this unless you can guarantee, the top 20 players in your standings will be here unless otherwise injured. I guess, the sugar daddies could do it, but Pepe Peter to go do the look at me, I'm the captain now meme, saying we're gonna take the power back from Rory, you're gonna be here, damn it, because I say so, is not attached to the reality of the situation. I thought Sam Harrop, the music, the piano man, Billy Joel's piano man, had a great point. I don't have the tweet
Billy
in front.
Joel.
The piano man. PJ's boy out on Long Island, where the Guardians put his Mets in a body bag last night. Said, here's this tweet. I found it. So while Rory plays,
Guardians are hot.
They're 2 games above 500. They're traded their Cy Young winner, and maybe they'll just mess around and make the playoffs. Who knows? Here's Sam Harrop, the piano man. So while Rory plays in Ireland, England, India, the UAE, and Australia between now and the end of the year, most of the field will essentially put their feet up, with some, which would be 11 or 23 others, playing the Ryder Cup. I suggest this is a loophole that doesn't need to be closed. So he's playing all over the world in the Q4, growing the game, if you want to use a cliche, but playing golf. And because he's not in Memphis for 4 days, the FedEx Cup has lost its legitimacy.
Did you see the Pepe Peter quote?
No.
This is from Shootback's article. Peter Malnati, a player director on the PGA Tour Policy Board, was asked if he was concerned that one of the top players elected not to compete in one of the 3 legs of the FedEx Cup playoffs. He replied, very concerned. I'm very concerned.
Pepe Peter's not even in the field. I'm pretty sure, right? He's not close.
No,
yeah,
he's not.
All right.
I realized we didn't really cover that last. We got stuck talking about 40 Pitts and Cam Young.
We didn't. I know. I felt bad. You got another 40
Surprisingly, I haven't heard from our friends at Titleist about getting 40 Pitts on the pod. Nobody reached out. But we didn't talk about who didn't make it.
Yeah, that was a hard luck cut for it's a cutthroat world out there. Are you worried about churn and these things? One rookie made it, the pot Geeter. It seems like 31 of the same 50 last year made it, so it's like similar amount of churn. There are fewer rookies getting through. Fewer rookies, similar amounts of churn prior to the cutthroat era.
The rookies, it feels like your main goal as a rookie should really be like, can I get in the top 100 and retain my card so I have some semblance of like knowing where I'm playing next year.
Yeah.
I have to say, with this getting cutthroat, the tour, and there hasn't been really a lot of like accommodations made for rookies who join the tour. Like they aren't treated as members, even though they've earned their membership. I think that rookies, being a rookie on the PGA Tour has never been harder. In terms of just like retaining your card, because the spots you get to play in with these fields getting better are just so few and far between that it's really challenging. But that being said, your goal should just be to retain your card, and over time, I think what's going to happen is that you're going to have more representative of the top 100 players in the world. Like it's just going to be so hard to stay top 100 for, I think that's the
5 years, 10 years.
Yeah. You see, like if you go through middle of the road PGA Tour players arcs, there's always, a dabblance of, 120, 105. And that's it. I mean, conditional status on the tour that people are playing more events is going to be a really challenging spot.
Yep.
Which is a good thing.
We had one rookie this year. I think it's gone 6 to 4 to now 1 rookies, and since we cut it to 70, according to Rob Bolton, our friend. I started researching all the rookies this year and saw he'd already done it. He already had the full list. But
big shot, Bob.
Pot Geeter got in. And after that, it was it. It was like Phillips was 83. He was looking good for a lot of the summer, and then got bounced. Rasmus 85. Danny Walker, who flashed there at the Players, didn't hear much from him after. Isaiah Salinda 104. So those were like your rookies that were kind of in the mix, but not really close to 70.
I think it's pretty awesome the way they have it set up now, where you see some guys that had legit, periods of legitimacy on the tour that don't make the playoffs. And it's like, wow, like you got to play better. You can't just play well for like 2 weeks of the year to make the playoffs. I think like, I was looking around at just the standings, and it's, where do you think Michael Kim is in the standings? Do you know?
No, he was hot there from like Bay Hill to, around that time.
Really hot, like player of the first half of the calendar season, right?
What's he at?
36.
Okay.
Like not, and I think that number would be higher in other years where guys weren't picking up events, regular events.
I was shocked you asked me about Brian Campbell. I figured he was like a lock for Eastlake, won twice. That would typically, I would think, get you to Eastlake, but he's outside the top 30 as it is now.
Ryan Fox, 32nd. I mean, you start to go down. Your guy, Ryan Gerard is 31. Foxy, 32. The Bridge Man, 33. Everybody's favorite poofer, Brian Campbell, 34. Another Illini, 35, is Tom Dietrich. And then Michael Kim's 36.
There's very little movement into the top 30 once the playoffs start too. It's like maybe 4 or 5 spots. It's not that volatile, where new guys can jump in.
Like you talk about like sneaky great year, that Sam Stevens is 28.
It's interesting. I mean, God, he can make so much money now without winning. Just so much money.
He has, but you look at how he does. He has 2 runners up, a third place finish, a solo third too.
Yeah. Like rewarding good golf.
Yeah.
In a way.
Do you want my 5 big names that missed?
Sure.
You want to talk about them a little bit?
That aren't in Memphis. Sure.
Aren't in Memphis.
Well, Rory's not in Memphis either. He's a big name, but he made it. By the way, like just to close the loop on the Rory McIlroy rule, like The guy, he's the all-time FedEx Cup playoffs money. He's made like $70 million in FedEx Cup playoffs money.
He hasn't given enough to Memphis.
He's won a lot of events. He's also won the playoff, like the total deal. I mean, Scheffler's hot on his heels since the inflation of the last 3 or 4 years. He's like 40 million in 2 or 3 years. But I don't know. Does that mean he like owes it to them to go because he's won so much money, or he could just say, "Look, I've done my time." I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic. He's made a lot of money in the FedEx Cup. Who are your 5 that missed it?
We got Nikolai Højgaard.
Yeah.
Finished 73rd.
Nico.
Could be a Ryder Cupper.
Could be.
Rasmus was 85th. Those don't count as 2. But, both in the keep their card, missed their cut. Just thought it was interesting. Adam Scott finished 90th. That was probably pretty well publicized.
Yeah.
His playoff run ends.
I know. He was one of those guys last year who was on the outside looking in, went runner-up, and then nearly won in Atlanta. Top 5 in Atlanta. So got hot in the playoffs.
International superstar, Tom Kim, 94.
Yeah. Talk about just a guy. That's Tom Kim. Does the American roster have anybody on its candidacy for its Ryder Cup team that didn't even make the playoffs? So like Nico Højgaard.
That's a good question.
It's no. The answer's no.
Well, it depends on who you think is in consideration.
Who are you going to put in there?
Could see Max Homa getting some buddy ball consideration.
Oh my God.
He finished 111th. He was one of my 5.
Okay. All right.
You never know. Gary Woodland could be an ass cap that plays.
Well, he is. Yeah. Yep.
Did you see how Davis Thompson missed the top 70?
Yeah, they need 3-putt from like 40 feet or something like that on the last hole of Wyndham. Yeah, not good. That's too bad.
My last one was Nick Dunlap at 135.
Okay, what about him?
He obviously keeps his card because of the wind.
2 year.
I'm sure they'll come up with some bullshit reason that Homa keeps his full status.
Well, he hasn't won. No.
I mean, are they going to stack wins like they did for?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably got a status till 2031. I don't know. He's probably fine. He's good. Got follower count status, PIP status, all sorts
That's
of
what
stuff.
I'm saying.
Whatever they want. They should keep him on the tour. He's a credit to the tour. They would hurt the legitimacy of the tour if Max Homa was out.
He won twice in 23. But the once was the Ned Bank. So it would be the Farmers of 23 was his last win.
Okay.
So does that 2-year exemption start after the year you win, right? So he's got his second year of his exemption.
Yeah, I think that's right. That's right. People are
he's full status based off that.
He's going to play in the fall, probably. We'll get more Max Homa in the fall, too. It sounds like all those guys are going to Napa, get some reps before the Ryder Cup. Could be a nice bonanza for the fall.
Maybe I'll go out there.
You should. You should go up there. Start asking guys about Ryder Cup status.
I think I might be busy that week.
Stir the pot. Really? All right. You should go.
I would love
Napa?
to go.
All right.
Napa's great.
Yeah. You know what else is great?
What?
The new sponsor.
That's right.
I cannot pronounce it. I'm struggling. I'll get there maybe by the end of this ad read.
Luckily, I can pronounce it.
My wife always looks at me like I'm an idiot whenever I try to say it because this is a ubiquitous product that we love in our household already. Excited about this one. Vuori.
Oh, come on. Vuori.
I can't do it. I got yips. And I maybe didn't know that when they sponsored. Straight up, I've always had. My wife always looks at me like, "What are you talking about, dude?" Vuori.
Here, let me just explain it to you really easily.
Yeah.
V.
Yeah.
And then Corey without a C. Vuori.
Well, no, you just added a syllable there. You did not go V Corey. You went
without the C.
Yeah, but you added a syllable in there. Vuori.
No, I didn't.
Vuori. You go to vuori.com/SGS.
There you go. You got it.
It's spelled Vuori. Vuori. Vuori.com/SGS. You get 20% off. There's no code. You just go to that URL.
Are you going to tell people what this company makes?
I was getting there. If you can pronounce it. I'm curious about the debate of whether it's one or two syllables, but that's maybe for a later ad read. They make incredible athleisure wear and lifestyle gear. The Core Short, not Corey, Core Short, Kore short is a staple already before they even sponsored in my closet. I worked out this morning in a Core Short. They make great joggers, great T-shirts. The Core Short is sort of a staple of their offering, but they've obviously expanded. It's a big boy brand. It's a big boy clothing company that was already a part of my closet, and it can be with yours as well. If you go to Vuori.com/SGS and you get 20% off, it's just automatically applied to your cart when you go through that URL. What do you like about their stuff, Andy?
I love like a lot of it. I like the Core Short, as you hit on. One of the things I like about, this time of year, as someone who appreciates going to the beach, unlike you, one of the things that I like about, some of the gear that I have of theirs is like it's got that quick dry nature.
Yep.
And you know what? It can act as a pseudo swimsuit too in times of needs. Now, is it my swimsuit? No. I think they sell swimsuits too. But, I went on a boat recently and I wore those instead of my swim trunks and I just jumped into the water. I'm not really worried about it. They are versatile pants that really, versatile shorts that allow you to, be able to do a lot of stuff while looking like a presentable adult.
Yeah, you don't look like a schlub, is what I would say. They got the Sunday Performance Jogger, which is everyone's favorite jogger from Vuori. The Dream Knit Jogger, the softest joggers on the planet. The Dream Knit fabrication is their softest premium stretch fabric. So their big jogger, produced a big jogger offering, and then the Core Short, what I would shout out. You go to Vuori.com/SGS. I wonder.
Is there a code?
No. This was the first 90 seconds of this ad read. It's just automatically applied when you use the URL. Like it pops up 20% off in your cart on your first purchase.
You got to go to SGS.
Yeah. So you have to. You can't ignore that URL this time. I wonder if that's how the other podcasts do read for Vuori. But I'm
sure they all talk at the beginning about how to pronounce it.
That's, I apologize. It's just always been an issue I've had. I'm so happy they've come to sponsors because I do love their product, despite my difficulties with the pronunciation. One thing I do have difficulty with is PGA Tour history and accounting.
Going back to the well, huh?
No, there was a natural tie-in today.
Trying to crush PJ's Cameron Young fun.
Nope. I was just going to check on the St. Jude Championship Wikipedia page. And this is, people are going to tell me Rory didn't show up is hurting the legitimacy of the FedEx Cup. Go to St. Jude Championship Wikipedia page. First, before you even get to it, there's 4 or 5 different bullets of italicization for disambiguation. For previous golf tournaments with similar names also held in Memphis, see St. Jude Classic and WGC Invitational. Quote, the Northern Trust redirects here. For the financial services company, see Northern Trust. For the golf tournament in Southern California, formerly known as Northern Trust Open, see Los Angeles Open. Quote, the Barclays redirects here. For the English Association Football League, also sometimes nicknamed the Barclays, see Premier League. This is before you even get to what is the fucking St. Jude Championship. Apparently, the Northern Trust and the Barclays redirect to the St. Jude Championship. So you go and you'll say, who's won the St. Jude Championship? Well, Daniel
Berger?
Seve Ballesteros won it at Westchester Country Club.
Oh,
this is the gobbledygook history that the PGA Tour has curated. What a mess. What an absolute mess that the playoffs, it used to be 4 events. I was looking at the schedule for the week document, and it says like prior winners. Well, we've got one from Boston, 1 from New Jersey, and then 3 from Memphis. So is Daniel Berger just no longer gone? Is Lee Westwood in his seersucker coat for winning the St. Jude just doesn't exist anymore. This is the mess that the PGA Tour has created. PJ?
You're leaving out playoff P at Bethpage. It's a good time to bring that one back up. Come on.
Is it?
I mean, some could say that.
The previous 5 winners are DJ at TPC Boston, Tony Finau at Lib National, and then Zalatoris Glover. And do you know who won this last year?
Who won St. Jude?
Yes, the playoffs.
It was Lucas Glover 2
Totally
years ago. Last year was... Was it Scheffler?
No. Hideki.
Hideki.
Totally unmemorable tournament last year.
You know, I think some of Hideki's... I'm not talking about the Masters. I would say Riv, I remember, but a lot of Hideki's other wins, I just don't recall.
That's fair. He's won a few Bay Current Classic. Did he win a Bay Current Classic? Do you know what that is?
What is the Bay Current Classic?
Zozo. Saw Colin Morikawa committed the Bay Current yesterday. I was like, what the hell is that?
How about how there used to be 4 playoff events and now there's 3?
This is the issue. You're
Rory skipping. Memphis is the issue, though.
You're crediting like Jonathan Kay won at Westchester Country Club. He's now in the history as books as the St. Jude Classic winner. So I did reach out to multiple historians. Saw the list that gets us to 1,000. The Mr. 1000 thing is a complete sham. It's exactly what we expected.
Going back to this.
I think
soon.
But larger to the point that we're talking about with Memphis. And after talking to multiple historians on Monday morning who reached out, thanked me for my service, essentially.
Oh, look at you, a martyr.
Well, the problem is that for a lot of these guys is there's zero media scrutiny. They're basically, someone analogized it to me. He goes, like, what if the Major League Baseball was like, we credit Babe Ruth with 714 home runs, but maybe it's 687. I'm not sure. The media would jump all over that. From what I understand, the PGA Tour has zero interest in its history, curating its history, the legitimacy of its history, and basically uses history only for PR purposes. And this was one. This was Mr. 1000. It was something to do after the majors were over. Let's celebrate Mr. 1000. As one historian put it to me, anything before 1916 before the PGA is just a complete joke that they would, even the British PGA wasn't around. They could have been, Cam could have been construed as their 1100th winner or their 800th winner or anything in between. And they just basically use their history for PR purposes. As one pointed out to me, wasn't it amazing that when they finally crossed the $1 billion charity dollar given or whatever, it was at the Players Championship. I'm sure that was a precise, accurate historical accounting that happened the week of the Players. So I think there's larger questions about the PGA Tour. Should they be the writers and caretakers of their own history, stemming from St. Jude Classic?
What do you want to form an independent history committee that oversees this stuff?
It's only the biggest league in the world. It's the biggest. They just don't give a shit, and there's no media scrutiny on it. They could just make numbers up.
Well, I have great news. When Denny McCarthy wins in his backyard at Caves Valley next week, we'll know he'll be 1,001. We'll start from here. I have great news.
Apparently,
I like how you just shoved that right in his face, PJ.
You want to start accounting? We know Denny McCarthy will be 1,001. We're good.
There are apparently
Tommy Fleetwood wants to win this week. He's 1,001. Denny will be 1,002. We're good here.
There are apparently events that ended on Monday, but a tour employee just saw they ended on Sunday, and they just took the guy who was leading on Sunday, put him in as the winner.
That's great. We're starting from today.
Because they didn't realize tournaments went to Monday.
We're starting from today. We are starting
from today. As one put it, quote, the record keeping is porous at best and non-existent at worst for pretty much everything before the war.
I'm glad we have a record to go from today.
Yeah, that's right. We can keep accounting accurately today. Maybe we could adjust the FedEx Cup finishes back, so Sahith Theegala isn't remembered as the third best golfer on the PGA Tour last year.
PJ, I'm happy for your shirt, though. I didn't mean to. I just find this alarming as we talk about
I mean, you're not wrong,
gobbledygook
but
of St. Jude history.
we can only move forward. We cannot change what happened in the past.
Was interesting to get
Mr.
some.
1000 is out of the bag. You can't, once the cat's out of the bag, you can't put it back in, right?
Was interesting to just get some real perspectives on like people who have been in the trenches and basically have given up on trying to make the PGA Tour adapt its real history.
You've dove into this. You know, if you were gonna guess, how far off are they on the 1000?
I mean, like 250.
You think there's like more like 750?
Yeah, I mean, looking at some of the stuff on here and knowing that there's always duplicates, typos, there's like tons of issues. I'm not saying about this exact list, but and their history is like just a mess. Anyways, you know, Dustin Johnson,
So you're
former
saying they're 25% off.
I mean, you know what? That's a guess straight on my ass. We're bullet right out of my ass. That's exactly what their Mr. 1000 thing is too. So it's no better or worse.
Did you like how they got him to do the wilt?
No, that's what
pose?
offends me. Like, do I care about this that much? No, but like when they smash us over the head with it for like 3 days and do these, you know, Wilt Chamberlain, you know, bits and memes, and they're like, get out of here. Get out of here. Anyways, just they're not allowed to be the writers of their own history anymore because we know they don't give a shit.
Cam's ready to go. He's hot. You know, he could rattle off a couple wins here.
The FedEx St. Jude Championship will be his first opportunity to do so. It's a TPC Southwind, known as TPC Initech in these parts. They'll be gambling in the cafeteria, as one listener who used to work in one of the buildings adjacent to, I don't know, the Fifth Fairway said they'd bet in the cafeteria in the office building overlooking that green. It's at TPC Initech in Memphis. It hosts the first event of the playoffs for the top 70. The purse is $20 million. Defending champion Hideki, as we noted. In the field is Scotty, Sepp, number 3, number 4, Russ Henley, number 5, JT, number 6, Ben Griffin, number 7, Harris English, 8, JJ Spawn, 9, Tommy Fleetwood, and 10, Keegan Bradley.
What a year for Sepp, finishing number 3.
Tank, absolutely rumbling through. We know he can play in Memphis. Heat doesn't get to him. He nearly knocked off Willie Z there. So, might be.
What did Willie Z say again? Something about the haters.
Oh,
what
Steph
are they
Curry.
gonna say now? End quote. Stephen Curry.
Look at PJ's encyclopedic knowledge. This is Golf Channel 2 to 6 on Thursday and Friday, and then 1 to 3. This is wrong. It has a CBS on the weekend. CBS just signed off, so this schedule's wrong. It's on.
Well, they're rolling IVF back out. Instead of rolling Todd out, they're rolling IVF back.
I'm looking at an NBC document that lists CBS as the broadcaster for Saturday and Sunday, the finale, on their own NBC document. Okay. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure it's on NBC.
What? Again, Rory is ruining the playoffs.
That's what we're saying. That's the problem. We finally crossed the Rubicon. I think it's on NBC, I believe, ending at 6 p.m. Do you have one and done picks for TPC Initech?
Well, my year's been pretty bad, so I'm not in any one and done playoffs, but I'll make a pick.
Sure, please do.
You still have Mr. 1000 available after passing on him last week. I'll just note that for you while we're here.
Mr. 750.
I think he won a good iron player here. There's a lot of mid-length irons.
We're crossing off Mr. 1000.
Yeah, hey, Lamagna suggesting it's Scotty, Rory, and then Cam Young was kind of an insane statement.
It was insane, but I understand where he's coming from. On the second half of the year,
garbage
I think he's
iron player this year, but like you just said,
but the season long numbers are incorporating the first half of the year when he literally couldn't hit anything.
He's not here to defend himself, but all right. I'm going Harry English.
I'm also going Harry English. I don't have a lot of guys
well
left.
in Memphis before.
I'm taking Berger.
Okay.
Former St. Jude winner.
Two-time, right? Did he win twice?
Well,
I feel like.
What Which event did he win?
Nobody knows. Doesn't exist anymore. But it counts towards the unique winners. Doesn't exist, but it still counts. Who knows?
Which Wikipedia page do you have to look at to
That's
find
a
Berger?
good question.
I think you get to the Premier League from Daniel Berger.
You end up on the Premier League. You end up looking at Northern Trust, the financial services company, maybe. You try to find what tournament Daniel.
I think you
Berger
end up a West Ham fan. That's where you go. You and Billy end up on that page if you look for Daniel Berger.
All right. So we're going 2 Harry Englishes, 1 Daniel Berger from Memphis. Get fired up. The playoffs are here, baby.
DP's had a great year. Harry English has had a great year.
Yeah. They've had great years. Ryder Cup for Harry English, probably. Huh?
What if Berger wins? Would he be in the Ryder Cup mix?
Probably. I think you probably have to win, win and then do something else. I don't want to get into a big Ryder Cup debate here.
Ryder Cup.
Keegan's it's an interesting discourse. As soon as he tapped in at the Travelers to break Tommy Fleetwood's heart, it was like, oh, he's on, done deal. I tried to say, I was like that. Like, why does a win at GPC River Highlands just put him on the team in June 15th? But now we're here. He's 10th, and there's like 8 guys for 2 spots, and he's one of them. So
I think you should put Spieth on before Keegan Bradley.
God, you see, the Junior Ryder Cup teams came out today.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Colton got in. People were worried that like Charlie Woods is the Junior Ryder Cup less of a boys' club than the Ryder Cup, given that Charlie Woods got the stop sign put on him, and they gave it to the proper ranking. Luke Colton gets in. Those guys.
Maybe.
I did get some funny notes about like them making that a co-ed event when the Ryder Cup's not a co-ed tournament. They have a Junior Solheim Cup. Why do we then need 6 girls, 6 boys? Just make it. I don't know. I'm not trying to whatever. I don't care that much about the Junior Ryder Cup, but it is interesting.
I might go watch the Junior Ryder Cup.
Yeah, you've played against Luke Colton. There you go. You go see it.
Showed him how a grown man folds.
That's pretty good. Elsewhere this week on the Champions Tour, we have the Boeing Classic. Does anybody have anything else to add about Memphis? I feel like we've talked about that for longer than we need to.
Well, we should talk a little bit about signature events. Who's right for sponsor exemptions next year? I think that's actually like the most interesting aspect of it is who doesn't make the top 50 and get the signature events, and who becomes the ripe sponsor exemption candidate.
Let's talk about that Friday. Let's make that a Friday.
Your boy Spieth is for 48.
Sure. Yeah. He's for sure up for a double dose. Come back for year 2 of sponsor exemption tour. I mean, but this is Rory not showing up is the nail in the coffin of legitimacy for this. Yeah, he's a prime candidate. There's a real question of like, is this the last relevant round of the year last relevant tournament of the year he plays? Spieth. He's probably going to play Napa. Is he going to be on the Ryder Cup team? Seems like a real sub. I don't know. People are just discounting his candidacy. I'm telling you, he's coming. He's coming around on the outside. They're going to give it to the veteran guys, experienced guys. So,
why bring guys that help you win when you can bring experience?
Yeah, JT needs a partner.
Right, JT can't play with anybody else in the world.
I'm just preheating the arguments now.
Wouldn't it be great to see one of the greatest wedge players in the world, Justin Thomas, play from Cameron Young's tee shots?
Interesting proposition, I suppose. Yeah, there is. This is the cutoff for 50, which has become a consequential cutoff in the cutthroat era, signature event era. So, we'll talk more about that on Friday, as we will Live Bolingbrook. I know you're eager to see that in your hometown.
I hate Live Bolingbrook week. It makes me revisit scars from my youth golf
the egg stopper, the place that cracked the egg. On the PGA Tour champions, we have the Boeing Classic at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, Snoqualmie, Washington. It's the Nicklaus designed course for the Boeing Classic. PGA knows exultant to have Champions Tour golf back in his life after a week off. The purse is $2.3 million. The defending champ. Do you know who the defending champ is, PJ? It'd be amazing if you knew this. Andy didn't know the defending champ.
I don't actually know if I do, but I can tell you that I do remember the Boeing last year is when Peter Jacobson made his guarantee about Dick Green. That did not come through. I can't tell you who won, but I can tell you that happened at the Boeing.
The winner
feels like Dick Green's. I haven't looked at his stats. Feels like he's having a down year.
He is having a down year. I can confirm that for sure.
This is the annual stop in Seattle.
It is.
Do you know who's from Seattle? What golf legend?
Fred Couples?
Yeah.
Fred Couples.
I can tell you that's going to be, burnt to a crisp this week on the
broadcast. Is he even playing?
Yes.
Well, you know who trailblazed golf shoe?
Freddie Couples.
That's right.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Wow.
And Echo makes more than golf shoes. Isn't
do.
that right?
They do make more than golf shoes. They make court shoes. They make casual shoes. They've got great, comfortable shoes. They've got tech-infused shoes. They've also launched a recent collection. Maybe I don't know if it's a collab. I guess it'd be more of a drop, to use with the kids' term. The Not My Day collection. It's a limited edition 2-shoe drop. Oh, there's the terminology I was looking for. 2-shoe drop. Inspired by laid-back rounds and don't sweat it scorecards. Built for golfers who know the real win is showing up and doing it in style. I love that. I love guys who the real win is just being present. That's my kind of guy. And doing it in style. The line blends Echo Golf's signature craftsmanship with subtle storytelling and retro vibes. The collection serves as a lighthearted reminder that it's perfectly fine to have an off day, as long as you look good doing it. First shoe is a bold high top for both men and women. Echo Golf Street 720, featuring streetwear-inspired design and an understated, quote, "Not my day" message hidden beneath the strap. Sometimes it's good to know when it's not your day and embrace it. I would say that's what these shoes are doing. You can learn more about them at us.echo.com/golf. All right. Let's get to it. us.echo.com/golf.
Makes me think of Daniel Powder.
When I did this,
Please don't.
You had a bad day. I mean, we're going to get DMCA'd. PJ's going to try to post this.
Please don't.
Don't do it.
That's why I didn't hit the button.
Don't do it. You're going to jam PJ.
It's the Daniel Powder shoe.
Yeah. Danny P. All right. They have ambassadors in the field, right? Thomas Bjorn, I assume, is playing up in Seattle. Maybe a faulty assumption to make. But other notables are Stephen Alker, your defending champ, Stephen Ames. You can see his veneers from space and see him up in the Pacific Northwest. Angel Cabrera, Stu Sink, Ernie Els, Miguel Angel Jimenez, Justin Leonard. Hot Justin Leonard comes in hot to Seattle. And Vijay Singh. This is on the app and tape delayed. Just disrespecting PJ. It's on the app 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday, 8 to 10 on Golf Channel, tape delay, and then Saturday and Sunday on Golf Channel 6 to 8, 4 to 7.
Echo Ambassador Thomas Bjorn not in the field.
Oh,
just
put
for the
cart
record.
before the horse there.
Echo Ambassador Thomas Bjorn finished second last week.
He did.
Taking the week off, I guess. Working his
senior.
way back from the UK. On the DP World Tour, we have the Nexo Championship. This is at Trump International Golf Links in Aberdeenshire, Scotland. It used to be the Scottish Championship, but this is now being played for the first time since 2020. Tough spot on the schedule for the DP World Tour, coming up against the playoffs.
Rory, I feel like Rory had a better chance of playing on the European Tour than on the PGA Tour this week.
Maybe. Notables: Jorge Campillo, Eugenio Chacarra, Marty Laird is,
Desert
Fox is out of his habitat over in Scotland. Troy Merritt, just ghastly dressed, bouncing around Scotland. Connor Syme, Callan Tarrant, and Brandon Wu. This is coffee golf. 7:30 to 12:30, all 4 days essentially. That Trump Aberdeen's kind of funny. It's claiming it's the best 36-hole facility in the world, and as is often because they just debuted or revealed the second 18. Like everything's branded, like the bottles of water, the best 36.
No.
36, yes. Like the cans.
According to themselves.
Yes. 36 is like this giant 36 on the side of the cans and say the top 36, the greatest 36 in the world.
I'm surprised they didn't follow suit as Aberdeen did, but taking the vowels out.
Pretty good. Love that. Did you see, I'm just going to hit this. I had this in news. Did you see Ian Woosnam's insane suggestion? I think it was on a different podcast, maybe the Top 100 pod. He suggested
about like building a new
old course.
Yeah,
the old course should just be like a shrine, and then when they host the major, they should put a course next to it for the Open, and they should play it there every year. Insane take from Woozy. I love that. Build another course that's not the old course, and just have the Open there every single year. That because we can't accommodate how far the ball goes. That's the jumping through 800 hoops solution. Not Woozy's
or we could
idea.
Just have a ball that went shorter.
Not Woozy's brightest
idea.
I
bet 40 pits could get some players into the new ball.
40 may be out of Banded Dunes, where the U.S. Women's Amateur is taking place. Testing them out, getting them dialed in.
That's the event of the week this week.
That's great. That is 6 to 9 on Wednesday, so you get primetime golf from Banded Dunes. That's just a nice little windfall for the golf fan out there and listener of this podcast. 6 to 9 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 to 6 on Saturday, 7 to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Awesome. 10 p.m. Eastern finish in the finals on Sunday. That started, obviously, stroke play has already started. Defending champ Rhiannon Maliksi, I can never pronounce that either. It's been to hell and back since she won last year. Obviously, it got hurt, had to skip ANWA, had an exemption in the Chevron, had to skip that. Had a visa issue, like basically didn't know she was going to be able to make it to Bandon until like 6 hours before her flight took off. So had a bunch of issues, but is back immediately. Shot, I think, was tied for the first round lead. So that's going on. It's just awesome event with primetime golf there. We have notables, U.S. Women Am notables from our friend Ava Osborne, Lindsay McGrath, and Rihanna Gunnar-Ratney. Rihanna, McGrath, Osborne, it seems like musicians. Bridget Butler, Caitlin Lehigh, and Carly Campbell. Lehigh, Butler, and Campbell, those are universities. Catherine Rao or Rayo. Shelly Stouffer.
Food brand.
Stouffer Rayos. And Amy DeCock. I don't know what that means. Faith Choi, Tatum Churchman, Eden Lorbach, and Isabel
group.
Emmanuel. Yeah. Reagan Zabilski, Kennedy Adams, and Madison, Kennedy, and Reagan. Asia Young, Alexis La Madrid, Liv Romer. Those seem like cities or places. And then Andy Smith, Cameron Frund, and Mega Gane. I don't know what that means. Andy Smith, Cameron. Those are notables for the U.S. Women's AM event of the week. And that does it for schedule for the week. I don't really have any other notes. The Creator Classic lineup is out. A lot of Cameron Young fallout. No. I mean, I'm not. It's not for me. I'm not antagonistic to it, but I'm not excited. Are you?
No.
Trixie and Taco, and I don't know who's in it. I'm not sure who's in it. What are you, PJ? What's that pained face? I don't know who's in it.
I was just laughing at Trixie and Taco.
Well, somebody was tweeting about where's Taco.
I don't know who these people are.
Somebody was tweeting about where's Taco.
I don't know who these people are. Thought you were just making up fun names that start with T.
No. I think people were asking for them. One last thing I'm going to sign off. I got a great note from Jim Herman's agent, Michael Wolf. I was asking him like how, because he was jamming PJ. He's like, I followed Cameron Young for 54 holes every step. I didn't see PJ out there because I guess Hermanator was paired with
They
Cammy on the
did. They
first
played.
2 days.
It was Rico Hoey and the Herminator for the first 2 rounds.
He's done. That was his last tour start for Jim Herman.
Ever?
Yeah, seems like it. Well, who knows? maybe they find one in the recesses of their pockets, and he gets another exemption somewhere. But he didn't make it past Q school until he was 30, but managed to hang on by his fingernails until he was 47. He's the last guy to probably make it on tour without taking a single golf lesson, which is interesting. Bubba may quibble with that. Interesting perspective. He said how lonely the tour has become since basically all your friends get phased out, right? You used to practice with, Rob Oppenheim and Putnam and Justin Hicks, people like that. And said he was sitting next to Sargent, Dunlap, and David Ford during a rain delay. And he's like, they're talking about bands and movies and girls on Instagram. And Herman was like, he's just like, the game changed on him quickly. But that was his last start. So didn't get out of Q school till he was 30. So I thought that was fun context. Farewell to the Herminator. Guy, former podcast guest that deserves a
Fried Egg
send-off.
podcast too.
Proper send-off. Yep. Former Fried Egg podcast guest. All right. I don't have any other notes. We good?
I think
Anything
we're
else
good.
All right. Everybody enjoy your Wednesdays. We'll be back Friday. Talk a little Live Bolingbrook. Maybe do we got golf advice. Got a lot of golf advice coming. Some follow-ups to last week about, asking for invites to prestigious courses. A lot of follow-up emails. Send them yours to sgsgolfadvice@gmail.com. We'll talk to you then on Friday.
Check out those Daniel Powder shoes.
'Cause you had a bad